All right, and so begins my video response to Why Be Moral. So first off, hi, I'm David Putman, and I'm giving a response to this right now. So I just read those first two paragraphs, and I think it's a really good question to ask. I think that when we're looking at why be moral, I think that it's really interesting how Ray, the author, connects morality with this whole ethics study. I think that's interesting because morality and ethics are two separate things. And I don't think that a lot of people know that. I think that it's important to be both moral and ethical. And by ethical, I mean adhering to an ethical framework of some sort. And I think that being moral is important. And by that, I mean applying to some format of morality. My answer to why be moral is, simply, I would say it's important. And if somebody asked me to expand on that, I would say that being moral is important because we live in a society. And being moral allows us to continue living in that society. I think, like Plato concluded, apart from any additional benefits it produced or any harm that it would enable us to avoid, I think that being moral produces benefits and helps us avoid harm. And that is because if we live in a society where there's some sort of general sense of morality or some sort of foundational ethical framework, we've got these baseline understandings of collectively of what is right and wrong and what is acceptable and unacceptable. And we know what we expect on it. We know what we can expect on a daily basis. If we didn't have a moral framework or an ethical framework that we all kind of collectively accepted, at least to some extent, life would be a lot less predictable and a lot more dangerous. It would be a lot more, I feel like it would be a lot less fair, even though life already isn't fair. I just think that any amount of fairness or predictability that we get to operate on a daily basis, I think that would kind of be squashed if we weren't moral. I feel like I'm making some pretty broad claims. But yeah, I think that at least when we're looking at why be moral, we're thinking, even though we've got all these different people, in a diverse environment that we live in, from all walks of life, I think that if we all have at least a shared understanding, those kind of, the things that deontological people would say are obvious or the bottom line, things like we shouldn't kill each other, kind of the Ten Commandments kind of baseline stuff, don't kill each other, don't steal from each other. It makes life more predictable, and I think that allows us to create routines and expect what we're going to expect on a daily basis and know that I'm not just subject to being killed at any time for any whim. I'd have to really tick somebody off or, be in war or be at the wrong place at the wrong time or something. I think it's important for us to be moral. And I think it's because we live in a society that makes that important. Thanks.